Hi everybody, it's meteorologist Terry Swales. It's November 4th and I just got back from a woolly bear caterpillar hunt. It's kind of like a snipe hunt in that you never know what you're going to find out there, and I did not find any woolly bears, but the reason I was out there looking is because I was trying to get a handle on what's coming up for the upcoming winter, and based on their stripes and their color and some other parameters, apparently you can determine that. Now, I've never had much luck with that myself, but I do have a buddy, Steve Gottschalk, who's been doing this for 35 years, and he's got a little snippet on here regarding his hunt for caterpillars and what he thinks the winter is going to be, so you can check that out on the page. Meantime, we have our own storm system to deal with here that's coming up in the next couple of days, and you can see it on the satellite imagery right here. A lot of moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. The main energy is still out there over the central Rockies in this area right in here, and so that's got to come out into the Midwest and then head towards us, tap into that moisture, and we'll start to get into some precipitation late Tuesday and on into Tuesday night. Now you can see on this graphic here, which is the rainfall depiction, with a low coming right up over eastern Iowa and southwest Wisconsin, a very typical storm track. That should dump the heavier amounts of rain from the Quad Cities on to the south and the east, and there could be some amounts in there in the 3/4 to 1.5 inch range. Then you get that dry slot, and then further northwest of that, that's where the precipitation should pick up once again over parts of northwestern Iowa and off into Wisconsin. And up that way, the temperatures are going to be cold enough that there could very well be some snow falling. And here you can see, this is our snowfall forecast. And from northwestern Iowa back to Nebraska and right up towards Minneapolis there and finally the UP of Michigan, there could be a band of 3 to 7 inches of snow. And as a result of that, a winter storm watch is out for much of east central Minnesota. That goes right down to the north central Iowa border. So if you'll be doing some traveling to the north and west, it does look like the snowflakes will once again be flying in that portion of the country. Now I wanted to take you to some long-range trend indicators here, and this is what's known as the NAO, the North Atlantic Oscillation, and while it's in a positive phase now, if you notice here by the 21st of November, the CFSV2 continues to show it's starting to trend towards a negative phase. That would be very important towards colder temperatures. Same thing with the AO, starts positive, looks like it's going to start going negative, in fact pretty strongly by the time we get to the end of November. And this is very important too. The PNA, which is now in a negative phase and will stay that way through mid-November, starts trending towards a positive phase too as we get towards the end of November. That means in the short term a trough over the western United States that will warm us up, but eventually when we get those two indicators there, the AO and the NAO going negative and the PNA heading on up towards positive, that should bring some cold air into the country. So here's what's going to happen then, the way we see it now anyhow. It looks like the 14th of 19th through November, much above normal temperatures across the central part of the country as that big trough starts getting established over the western U.S. We'll follow that up, though, with a strong cold front sometime around Thanksgiving, and the CFSV2 is depicting that as temperatures turn much, much colder from November 24th through 29th. You can see the average there. And if this long-range model is right, and of course that is a big if, it does continue to show the cold air over the eastern two-thirds of the nation December 6th through 11th. In fact, this is a really cold chart here. If this does verify, we can expect to see some wintry conditions here as we get into the first or second week of December. So that's the long range, the short range, and everything in between, including your woolly bears. You all have yourselves a terrific day. Thanks for checking out the video, and as always, roll weather.